So. G'day guys, it's Jase here. So Sunday night in my little kitchen, we've had a big day out with the in-laws, and the aim of today is, it's literally, what time is it, 7:30 at night. I want to go to bed at like 9:30. I'm a bit of an early snoozer. So the aim is just to whip something up really quickly. So I've got a hot wok here, and what I'm going to be doing is very easy. It's one of my favourites actually. It's a chicken Thai salad of sorts. A lot of people do put in some sort of leaves or something, but I tend not to worry about it. So I'll get the chicken on and I'll talk you a bit more through about what we do. So make sure when you're cooking chicken, I like to cook it as high as possible, simply to minimise the actual cooking time. So a little bit of canola oil goes a long way. I've already actually cooked some chicken. I tend to try and cook a lot at the same time, just so I've got enough left over the next day for lunch. So let's get that one in the pot and get that started. So just with a really easy one, just with a wooden spoon, just break all the chicken up, just to give it the best chance to cook as we can. You can see how hot the actual wok is, right, ready to start. So obviously, I could go and hire a really nice big kitchen. So the aim of doing this is to show you how easy it is to cook in a small place. This is a galley style kitchen, so I've got absolutely no room. So one of the biggest tips that I would have with cooking is just to make sure that you've got everything prepped and kind of ready to go. So over this side, I've got my veggies already pre-cut, and down here we've got some basic household sauces, I guess, and I'm going to use them to knock up a quick sauce as we're going on. So what we'll do is we'll just leave the chicken to cook. I'll start with a bit on the ingredients. This is pretty much 2 packets of stir-fried chicken, and I just chop it up really loosely. The way I cook is really loose, so for the chefs out there, you'll probably see that I'm making loads of mistakes. I'm not a chef, I'm a home cook, and I tend to cook really roughly. I don't measure out amounts. I just try to break them up into clumps of this and pinches of that, and that tends to work for me, I guess. So chicken's coming along nicely. So let's go over here. So what we've basically got in the ingredients list, again, not typical ingredients perhaps in a Thai salad, but basically the way they go is a plate of mushrooms here. We've got a plate of pre-cut, really thinly sliced red capsicum. Over here we've just got some green beans, some red onions, some cherry tomatoes, and that's 1 long chilli. Just on the left-hand side there as well, we've got a big bunch of mint and a big bunch of coriander. So we'll get to that after the chicken's finished cooking. Chicken's browning up nicely. And as I said, I have also pre-cooked a little bit extra chicken. That's just to make sure that I've got enough left over for lunch tomorrow. One of the rules I operate by is the 6 P's. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. So if you're nice and well prepped, okay, it's just going to help you to eat more healthfully the next day. Let's come over here, and this is what I mean about ad-libbing. I don't have any other containers washed up, so I'm using a bloody protein shaker, but that'll do the job. So this is just some organic chopped garlic, saves me a bit of time. Teaspoon of that in there goes well. Make sure the breath's not too bad. Let's stick that to the side. On top of that, we've got some fish sauce, so just a woofer of fish sauce. We'll go for some lemon juice. And again, I'm cheating a little bit here. I'd probably prefer to obviously use some sort of normal lemon rather than having to use the stuff. Yeah, it's got a few preservatives and stuff like that in it, but when you're trying to cook in a hurry, you've got to do the job. We've got some lime going in there as well. I'm a lemon and a lime head. Let's throw in some Worcestershire sauce. So just a few squirts of that. And lastly, we've got some soy sauce, nice and easy. Just a bit of soy sauce. You can see just the way I cook is just so rough. I think we've got these the wrong way around, so pepper. And we might actually we've got enough salt in the soy sauce that we don't really need to go and add a whole lot of salt. So what we'll do, stick the top on that, give it a nice little shake up. So obviously this is going to go into the mixture in a second. I just can tell by the volume there that I've mixed up. I probably need just a little bit more lemon juice in the mix. Okay, so the chicken's nearly done. Just make sure obviously your chicken gets a little bit brown. It's quite hard to do if you're using a non-stick wok. So traditionally I'd like to use something more like a cast iron wok, but obviously I don't have one of those on hand at the moment. I'm just going to top that up with a little bit more lemon, and it's going to taste really quite tangy. Again, I'm a bit of a lemon head. So once that chicken's done, and it is pretty much done, I'll get that thrown into the rest of the cooked chicken. And this is how easy this dish is. We're literally probably 3 minutes away from having it done. So we're going to throw in some, we'll put in the onions first actually. Just with, again, just another drop of oil to kick things off. I try not to use too much added oil. Sometimes I'll use spray oil instead. So there's our onions. I usually, I guess, work from probably the hardest vegetable, being the onion, all the way up through the softest one. So in last, I've just generally put the tomatoes because they need the least amount of cooking time. So in goes the beans. On top of that, you can see how I've really got to work with the space here, with bugger all space. Stick the mushrooms in on top of that. Now, I like to, I guess, have my veggies as crunchy as I possibly can. I don't really see the need to cook the crap out of them. And of course, for anyone that knows anything about food, the less you cook food, well, in terms of food that's safe to eat raw, the better. So it retains the nutrients. Heat can have quite a severe effect on, obviously, the nutrient profile of the food. So you just need to make sure that, I guess with veggies particularly, if you've got an option between having them very loosely cooked, or a traditional technique like boiling or something, which tends to, I guess, float a lot of the nutrients out into the water, I always choose something like stir frying or something like that, which uses just a touch of oil and some high heat. You can see that's coming along quite well. The nice thing about these stir fries is, in addition to the easiness of the actual dish, is that it's full of a whole lot of different types of colours, and one of the best ways you can actually look at the health of the meal is look at the actual colour profile of your meal. So if you look down into your dish and you can see a whole host of different colours, that's really good because it tends to indicate you got a whole lot of different nutrients inside the actual inside that dish. So let's throw in the inside the tomatoes as well. They're going to obviously soften up a little bit as they cook. This dish is just so easy. And the nice thing about this one, we're cooking it with chicken tonight. Chicken tonight, I feel like chicken tonight. So we're cooking it with chicken tonight, but on any other day I'll substitute it with beef strips, pork strips, or salmon. I really love doing it with salmon. Completely changes it, and with exactly the same veggies or sauces in the same way. Alright, now, what I usually try to do is, while Casey's not looking, slick in a fair few chilies. So it's usually more of a handful than I'm actually letting on. And she tends to crucify me once the actual meal's done up a bit. Alright, so we're literally a couple of minutes away from having the dish done now. So as you can see, those veggies would have retained their crunch. Nice and easy. Alright, let's get some chicken in there. Now, the chicken's already cooked, okay? It's really nice because you've got that browning on there, which gives it a little bit of taste, but it's not cooked too long, so it's not actually dried out. So let's get a bunch of chicken in there. What I'll tend to do is try to keep a little bit to the side so I can mix it up with some rice or something like that tomorrow for lunch. Just have like a light chicken salad for lunch with some lemon over the top. You know what? Got a mate staying with me tonight, so let's throw in some extra chicken. So all you're left with is a courtesy bit. I'll probably eat that for breakfast actually, to be fair. Alright, coming along well. Now remember, we've already cooked the chicken, so all we're really doing at this point is throwing in the sauce, shake it up a bit. Alright, get it in there. You can hear the sound of the sauce, even though the sauce is cold, as soon as it hits the actual wok, it's frying up straight away, so I've tried to keep the heat up to it. So just give it, say, 30 seconds to warm up the sauce. And as we do so, what I'll do is grab over here. So we've got mint and coriander, as I said at the start. I know, I guess I'd probably go over the top with herbs, particularly mint. I just love mint, in the same way that I love lemon. So I'll tend to just grab like literally quite a chunk like that, twist it off at the top, just loosely chop it up with your hands. Mint doesn't need to be crunched. Any like big stalky bits I'll just tend to flick out. Let's do the same thing with the coriander. A lot of people don't like coriander for some reason. If you don't like it, just feel free to omit anything. This is the cool thing about, I guess, learning to home chef, is that you don't need to. If there's an ingredient that you don't like or an ingredient that you're allergic to, then just omit it from the dish. So going back to here, check this one out in here, Cam. So how good's that? It's looking beautiful. Awesome. Let's go off the heat. You don't want to cook your herbs. Okay, you don't need to cook your herbs. All right, just loosely toss it, and that'll throw through a pretty beautiful aromatic flavour into that. I'll tell you what, if this was being filmed on a smellophone, you'd be able to pick up the odours that we're actually getting through here. So how good's that? Pretty much ready to go. Well, absolutely ready to go. So what I'll do is, now note, this didn't have any raw chicken in it. This is just the one that the veggies have come out of. So we'll get a larger spoon. And you tell me how you think this looks. So comments below are appreciated. Now if you want to, you can serve it up with some rice. Alright, there we go, nice and clean. There we are, chicken Thai salad, really easy, 15-minute dish on a Sunday night. And check this out, enough here to feed the family. So hope that gets you on the right track, and more recipes where that one comes from. Have a good week, guys. Take care.